hospice family. Hello, hello. Hello, my hospice family. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are we doing this evening? Welcome, welcome to Dunshospice. My name is Dun Stedler, and I am your hospice RN. I'm hoping at least one person will be live with me tonight. I'm not going to stay long because I also want to go onto TikTok and also do a live video on TikTok also, okay? For those of you who are following me, I ask that you please follow me on TikTok under Dunce Hospice, okay? So today, my hospice family, I would like to talk to us about um, the myth, like what hospice is and what hospice is not. Okay. And please let me know if you have any questions, if you have any comments, because I would love, love, love to talk to you. All right. Okay. Um, and also I want to say that you are amazing caregivers. You guys are truly, truly amazing. And trust me, as a hospice nurse since 2012, when I walk into the homes of caregivers of the family, it is such a privilege to me. Like I feel so blessed, so honored, so humble. It's literally doing God's work, seriously. And I'm sure I have mentioned this before, but I too, I'm not just a RN right now. I am also a caregiver. I have shared this with you, my hospice family, that my father, he's actually currently under hospice care, and so I definitely can relate both ways. I could definitely relate, to you as the caregiver, and I also could relate to you as and I'm also relating to you as a nurse. So like I said, my family member is under hospice care and I'm also a nurse, so I understand both ways. Now that being said, as you come in, I'm gonna ask to please like this video, share, um definitely do that. Now, the myths of hospice, okay? Let me tell you what hospice is not. Hospice, every time somebody hear the word hospice, you know um they think that, oh my God, I'm gonna die today. Oh my God, my loved one is going to die today. And that's not the case. Hospice does not mean you're going to die right away. Okay. And also, I want you to know that research has been shown that when you are under hospice care, you actually live a lot longer. Okay. And why you're asking? Well, it's because you have so many care. Like you have the hospice nurse, you have the social worker, you have the doctor right there. And also, if you need medication, the medications could be delivered straight to your house, you see. um Whatever you need, it's going to be delivered straight to your home. So therefore, you don't have to suffer. Okay, so if you need a nurse at 2 a.m. in the morning, okay, if your loved one is not feeling well and they need a nurse can be right there, you see, to help you. So all of these A+ care will help you to live longer and more comfortable. You see what I mean? Like, do you have any questions? Like, does anybody have any questions about, like, what are some of the myths? Okay, what are some of the misconceptions you have heard about hospice? I would love to hear from you. So yes, and oftentimes, People also think that, oh, hospice is just a bunch of morphine. I'm just going to give you, I mean, you're just going to give my loved ones a bunch of medications, a bunch of, like morphine, and kill them sooner. And that is a big no, no. All right. Who here? Okay. Because I see I have about 3 people watching right now. Thank you. Um, like, which one of you have heard about morphine? And what have you been told about morphine? Okay. Just let me know. Just write it down. Like, what have you been told about morphine? Because a lot of times when we hear the word hospice, okay, another misconception is that, oh, the nurse is gonna come to my house and she's going to just, drug dad, she's going to just drug mom. Um, you know, and it's like, and it's just like, it's not true at all, because oftentimes, okay, oftentimes when somebody is under hospice care, all right, um, sometimes the patient don't even need meds. Sometimes the patient really don't even need medications. And not only that, but it's up to you, my caregiver, it's up to you, okay, whether or not you want to give your loved ones medication. Like the nurse, we as hospice nurses, we do not come and take over. No, we need your permission, you see? Like we cannot do anything unless you allow it, you see? So no matter like whether we want to give somebody Tylenol, even Tylenol, because I've had this patient, okay, I've had this family member, these family that I once had, they did not believe in medications at all. And like we had to really educate them, and we had to build a relationship with them in order for them to even let us use Tylenol. You see, even Tylenol, they did not even, like, they were very cautious about Tylenol. So let alone morphine, like morphine was definitely a no-no. We could not introduce morphine at all. You see? So that's another misconception. We as hospice nurses, we everything that we do in terms of wound care, medication, treatments, everything that we do, we ask you for permission. You see? So another, this misconception that, oh, hospice will just come in and give mom morphine, give dad morphine, that's a big no, no. All right? My beautiful hospice family, give me a thumbs up, okay? Please, as you come in, give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you have any questions about hospice care, about end of life care, all right? About how to keep your loved ones comfortable under hospice care, all right? And the other thing that I want to talk about regarding hospice care is that it is a team effort. You see, it's not just the nurse, because we believe that when somebody is at end of life, when somebody is dying, okay, it's not just the physical. The person also needs spiritual care. So we have a spiritual coordinator in hospice, because oftentimes at end of life, there are some unresolved issues. There are some unresolved concerns that people have, you see? And so therefore, that's where the chaplain, comes in. That's where the social worker comes in, you see? Because at the end of life, from my experience as a hospice nurse, people often, okay, we often want, to know, like, to be forgiven. Like, for example, okay, if did something wrong in the past, or if have a family member or your children or whatever the case is, okay, that you feel like you want closure, all right? That's the right way to say it. If you want closure with life in general, then that's where the hospice spiritual coordinator could come in, okay, and help you to find that closure. And the hospice social worker too. She or he is great, okay? The hospice social worker will help you to find closure, to find peace, you see. So it's not just physical peace that we give as a hospice nurses, as hospice caregiver, I mean, as hospice staff. We also give psychosocial peace, you see, because um as you know, as hold on guys, hold on, I'm hold on one second. And I'm gonna ask you guys to please give me a like as you come in. Okay, as you come in, like this video, and please let me know if you have any questions. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. Let me know. I'm just trying to adjust my TV. Okay, so yeah. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about, um the other myth that I often hear as a hospice nurse. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. The other myth that I hear as a hospice nurse is that like like somebody is like they have to be um like a DNR, for example. And you like, who here knows what a DNR is? Like, do not resuscitate. Because that is a big thing that family members, okay, um sometimes they find it really hard to make their loved ones a DNR. DNR means do not resuscitate, meaning that you do not want CPR. Like, if your heart stops, you want to just naturally let it do its course. Like, you don't want us to come in and pound on your chest, okay? And oftentimes people think that to be under hospice care you have to be a DNR. It is strongly recommended, okay? Like, as a hospice nurse, I strongly recommend you to be a DNR, but it's not required to be under hospice care. Like, you could still be you could still have a full code and be under hospice care, you see. Like, you don't need to have a DNR to be under hospice care. It is recommended because most often by the time you are under hospice care, okay, the doctors say that you have 6 months or less to live. And yes, that's one thing that I want to make sure we understand what the requirements is. Okay, to be under hospice care, your doctor has to say you have 6 months or less to live, you see. And the doctor at that point has exhausted, okay, have exhausted all that they can do. Like, they've done everything that they can do. And now they say that the best thing to do is to go home and be comfortable, and to have a nurse such as myself manage your symptoms. Okay, so hospice care is symptom management. You see, we manage people's symptoms, whether it is pain, whether it is difficulty breathing, whether it is, shortness of breath, which is of course difficulty breathing, like whether it's nausea, vomiting, um, constipation, like wound care, like whatever the case is, that's definitely what we do as hospice staff, as hospice nurses. We manage your symptoms. You see, we are here to make sure you are comfortable. So therefore, um, some people choose to be full codes, but at the end of life, if your heart were to stop, most likely doing CPR will not bring your loved ones back. Like, does that make sense? Like, which one of you have questions about CPR, full code? Okay, what's your experience? All right. Talk to me, my hospice family. My hospice family, talk to me. I see I have about 3 of you guys on here. Let me know what your thoughts are regarding hospice care, like what your experiences, things like that, you know. Um, and like I said, like end of life is life. You see, just because somebody um has a terminal just because somebody has a terminal illness, it doesn't mean that their life is over. You see, you could still live life to the max at the end of life. And that's what I really want you to understand, to grasp. All right. It's not over until it's over. Because even if the doctors say there's nothing to that he or she can do, you also have a choice of how you want to live your last days on earth. You see, it's completely up to you what you choose to do with it. And us as hospice staff, we are here to honor your wishes. We are here to respect and to glorify the end. You see, because the end of life, hospice care, it is part of life. It is part of living. It is part of the human growth and development. You see? Please, I'm going to ask to give me a like, guys. Like this video. Please share this video, comment. Let me know your questions about hospice care. I'm actually about to go soon, okay? I'm going to try to come live as often as I can. And I would love to, see you guys post some questions. I would love to answer your questions. Who here has any questions for me? So I want to say thank you for coming here tonight and listening to me, talk and share my experience as a hospice nurse. All right. Come back again. Make sure you subscribe. Okay. Subscribe to this channel. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.